are live 7 days a week. Even this week, Brian Alvarez working a rare Friday. How about that? Don't forget, we're also on Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific, and Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. It's Jim Valley, the effing king of recovery.
Thicker than a Snickers, faster than a cat with whiskers.
The effing king of recovery. Back. Because of the fans.
Each and every one of you.
The largest gathering of trailer park trash.
You all fat, neck-bearded, mouth-breathing trolls.
Is June almost over? That's ridiculous. You know, June is my birthday month, as you probably realized if you saw the 3 tweets I got from people wishing me a happy birthday. I'm 55, which means I got a ton of birthday wishes on Facebook. June goes so fast. It's ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, the amount of wrestling to talk about. How can I screw around and construct poorly thought out comedy, or what passes for comedy, when there's all this damn wrestling getting in my way? After all, wrestling is bad. No one cares about wrestling, I'm told by famous strip club ticket taker, Disco Infernal, or whatever. Smackdown last night, MSG, Paul Heyman went through a table. We'll talk about all the happenings. Stardom had a show last night. Chris Jericho and Mystico. Forbidden Door is tomorrow. We have got so much stuff to get through. All kinds of wrestling. And guess what? The death of WCW. And surprise, nobody's responsible. Plus, we will gig the news. It's Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live.
You are clear. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Somebody called in because he took calls for a segment, and somebody called in and was like, because they were talking about Young Buck's friend was going to be Hangman Page.
Oh, right.
And then somebody called in and was like, wouldn't it make more sense for it to be Christian Cage? And then like Brian like just couldn't get over it. He's like, this guy totally just probably nailed it. And then I guess like I couldn't remember, but I think he said his name was Bruce from Connecticut. And so he was like joking that it was you know, one of the writers or whatever whose name's Bruce.
Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Because like at first he's like, yeah, that would make sense. And then like the rest of the segment, he's like, oh man, I think you just nailed it. I think you ruined our Hangman Page.
That's funny. That is funny.
Played out all the scenarios. They're like, oh, it sets up the six-man title match and this and that. And they're like, oh, god damn it. You know, it was just funny.
That is funny. Sometimes listeners can give you good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
If
very-
they don't live in Cumberland. I'm kidding.
It's funny.
Sorry, Ryan, if you're watching on YouTube. We love you.
It's okay. I don't mind Ryan.
Uh
He bugs everybody but me apparently.
Yeah, no, he's fine. I mean, he's fine. Just
Yeah.
that was more of a joke.
I can take jokes. I get jokes. All right. How much time we got?
About
All right.
minute 15.
800-352-7618. That's 800-352-7618. Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-215-6812. 800-215-6812. 800-215-6812. That's 800-215-6812.
You are listening to Wrestling Observer Live on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network.
It's Wrestling Observer Live, the #1 show. If your name is Bruce from Connecticut, which, by the way, reminds me, happy birthday this past week to Conrad. By the way, this message brought to you by Wood Gum. Put some lumber in your zipper. Use code word LIMP for 10% off Wood Gum. So. All right, kids, let's geek the news. I am in a mood today. Oh my God. The Wrestling Observer, the latest issue, reporting that AEW spends $104 million on talent. No word, though, if that $104 million includes what Tony Khan pays to people at the Observer. I mean, because I know I'm paid much more than that, but I don't think I'm included in the $104 million because no one's going to call me talent. Last night, NBA Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton and New York Knicks star Jalen Brunson got involved in the men's Money in the Bank qualifier match on Smackown, which makes sense when you think about it. They both have NXT names. You know, people next week, they're going to be so pissed when Sean Spears pins both of them. Oh, didn't like that joke. Izzy Dame, Charlie Dempsey, and Miles Bourne all made surprise appearances at the first night of TNA's television tapings in Philadelphia at the 2300 Arena. Dame lost to Knockouts champion Jordan Grace, while Dempsey and Bourne of the No Quarter Catch crew look to have started a program with the Rascals. Now, I'm told these people are in NXT. Barely. I know I haven't seen them on NXT. Not because I don't watch NXT, but because I blink. Now, it could have been worse. TNA could have gotten Ava Raine. TNA will be back at Philly's 2300 Arena tonight, Saturday, for the final night of this weekend's tapings. Chris Jericho surprised the wrestling world by appearing at Arena Mexico and attacking Mystico. A man wearing a Mystico mask entered the ring, attacked Mystico using Jericho's signature moves. Then he unmasked. He then issued a challenge to Mystico for the Arena Mexico event next Friday night, July 5th. Mystico accepted the challenge, and the match is on. Of course, both Jericho and Mystico are set for trios action tomorrow at the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, though in separate matches. Now, some fans may be curious to hear that fans in Mexico are actually excited to see Chris Jericho back in Mexico. He was Corazon de Leon there back in the 90s. And believe it or not, I hear Chris Jericho's wife is also happy because she thinks her husband is taking a job away from a Mexican. Paul Heyman wheeled out of MSG on a stretcher Friday night on SmackDown after the Bloodline powerbombed him through the announcer's table. And this is true on Twitter. Brazzers. You know what Brazzers is. I don't, but you know. Brazzers said Heyman a get well message. You know, I almost died 6 times. Did Cinemax ever send me a message? Not one. And not even one girl gone wild wished me well. Not Sylvia Crystal. Not anyone. Not her either. All right. All right, there you go. We have sufficiently gigged the news. All right, enough of that infernal silliness. Smackdown, packed house in Madison Square Garden. Now, I saw some fans on X-Twitter saying how cool it is. And look, it absolutely is. However, those people may be surprised to hear that WWE, WWF, WWF has been selling out Madison Square Garden for literally decades. Even the old Madison Square Garden. Now, it's an impressive accomplishment. Don't get me wrong. I take nothing away from it. But these fans make it sound like it never happened until now. Now, the Bloodline opened the show by showing up in a black SUV. Backstage, Paul Heyman asked Solo, "Where's Jacob Fatu?" Solo kind of gives him a little slap on the chest and the face, kind of like, "Don't you worry about it." The Bloodline walks toward the ring. Suddenly, another black SUV comes screeching up backstage. Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes jump out. They attack the Bloodline at ringside. Kevin put Tonga Loa on the table, did a huge dive off the barricade. It's great. Security showed up. We got stunners and crossroads for everybody. And Cody called Solo a seat filler. Now, a lot of people have talked about the production values since Kevin Dunn left. And they're absolutely right. And this was a great example. Back in the 80s, world-class wrestling, kind of broke that kayfabe by putting a cameraman inside the ring. And they got these really close-up shots. And as I'm watching Owens and Cody and Orton attack the Bloodline, they had these really tight shots on top of the action. And I couldn't help but thinking, in the Kevin Dunn era, we always got these really wide angles, far away on action like this. And it was great. That's really all I have to say. And I'm like, why did this take so long? Great stuff. If AEW is going to copy something, that's an easy thing to copy. Just to be right on top of the action like that. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And like I said, it totally reminded me of world-class wrestling. That's really how world-class made its name and its reputation. So that was just brilliant. Anyway, a lot of people speculating that by the looks Randy Orton gave Cody, that perhaps he may turn on them at Money in the Bank. I don't know if it makes perfect sense, but we shall see. We also had a bunch of Money in the Bank qualifying matches. Well, we had 3. And all 3 had interference. And it's fascinating. There were absolutely 0, I would say, exceptional matches on this show. And I don't think the crowd cared, because there were things that were happening. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill versus Candace. Three-way Money in the Bank qualifier. Tiffany's heading to Money in the Bank. Nia Jax came to ringside. So did Bianca. And the story is that Indy came out, posted Jade. Tiffany at the best moonsault ever to pin Candace. And quite honestly, Bianca needs to stop wearing heels when she has to run because she chased Indy to the back, but she has to take these tiny little careful steps. And of course, Bianca's an incredible athlete. Seriously, wear flats when you've got to do physicality because it would just look better. Anyway, we'll talk about the NBA players. We'll talk about Paul Heyman and much more. Stand by. It's Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live.
Yeah, I'm different. I'm different. Yeah,
You are clear.
All right. Am I coming through okay?
Yep.
Okay. There we go. There we go. Alrighty. Alrighty. All right. Oh, heavens. All right. Oh, heavens.
Million people are rallying for after school as part of the 24th annual Lights On After School, organized by the After School Alliance. The event shines a light on the many ways after school programs engage children and youth by making learning fun and providing educational and enriching activities. After school programs are especially important as students recover from the pandemic, but funding shortfalls have left nearly 25 million kids without the after school programs their parents want for them. Quality after school programs keep kids safe, inspire them to learn, and give parents peace of mind. Alliance Executive Director Jody Grant.
Every day, after-school programs across our country help students discover their talents, build their confidence, and foster their creativity through enrichment and academic supports. As we continue to recover from the pandemic, it's essential that many more students and families have access to these programs. This year, 8,000 Lights On after-school events will focus on the benefits after-school programs provide.
Visit www.afterschoolalliance.org to learn more about Lights On After School.
You are listening to Wrestling Observer Live on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network.
It's Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live, and I am going to move to the country and eat me a lot of peaches. In the chat, as we're talking about SmackDown, Dragon John, my YouTube channel at Jim Valley, says Fox was brutal with the censoring, Jim. Were they doing that? I thought my hearing was going out. Yeah, that was pretty bad. And I think that's going to be a benefit when WWE goes to Netflix, where you won't have to do that. It's going to be interesting to see exactly also how adult WWE is going to get with its programming. We'll talk about that at a later date. Another triple threat Money in the Bank qualifier. Santos, Logan Paul, LA Knight. I mean, every qualifying match had outside interference, but the crowd did not care. This time, NBA Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton got involved, as we mentioned. And he got Paul's brass knucks. And he did something. I don't know if they told him to do this or not, but he took the brass knucks and he, boom, boom, hit him on the metal steps, which was a really nice touch, I thought. He was going to interfere until New York Knicks star Jalen Brunson came out of the crowd and confronted Halliburton from a distance. I mean, they never got close to each other, which I doubt they could. They probably have no physicality clauses in their contract, but this was still a lot of fun. And this allowed LA Knight to roll up Paul for the pin. Afterwards, they all faced off in the ring, but again, they kept the space between the two NBA players. Blair Davenport, Naomi, and Indy Hartwell, women's Money in the Bank qualifier. And guess what? Outside interference. What are you, psychic? Jade came out, beat up Indy as revenge, allowing Naomi to get the pin. They also did a beautiful remembrance for Sika, which they should. One of the best ones, I think, they've ever done. And before they began the Bloodline ceremony, the Bloodline introduced Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu. I mean, he got his nickname and his real name. I mean, wow. That AJ Styles, maybe the last one. That doesn't, what a lucky guy. That means when he leaves WWE, if ever, whenever that happens, he's going to be able to be Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, wherever he goes after, which is lucky guy. Good for him. So Solo made everyone acknowledge him individually. And when it finally came to Heyman, he was practically in tears. Tremendous acting. Heyman finally said he did not acknowledge Solo. Solo gave Heyman the Samoan spike. Then Jacob and the Tongans gave Heyman the triple power bomb through the table. Heyman looked like Humpty Dumpty. If you just tuned in, you'd be going, why are those guys attacking Alfred Hitchcock? So, next week on SmackDown, A-Town Down defends the tag team titles against DIY. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill face Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. And Pretty Deadly, who returned in a backstage segment this week, will face Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins of the Street Profits in another tag team bout. And Damian Priest tweeted he wouldn't be main eventing the Garden due to travel issues, but he apologized to the fans. Now, off camera, Cody Rhodes came out and they played a clip. And Cody talked about Dusty getting the title, but not winning the WWF title. They didn't call it that, but that's what it was in 1977 in a match versus superstar Billy Graham. And they handed Cody the very belt and he posed with it. So that was very, very cool. On Rampage, we already talked about the spoilers. It was taped the other night. So on other shows, they've already talked about this. But I do want to mention El Phantasmo, ELP, will be the final participant in the TNT title ladder match at AEW Forbidden Door. ELP defeated Augmented Reality Fox, AR Fox, in a qualifying bout on Rampage, also on my Nintendo 3DS, to earn the sixth and final spot in the match to crown the new TNT champion, Sunday's Forbidden Door pay-per-view. And guess what? The crowd chanted Logan Paul at ELP. And granted, El Phantasmo does look like Logan Paul. You know, when I said Mariah May should make an effort not to look like Tiffany Stratton and wear pink, people mocked me. People mocked me. But here it is. Fans chanting another star's name at ELP. Now, there was some idiot online told me how stupid I was. Tried to tell me it didn't matter because, and this was his reasoning, this is what he said, Mariah was the senior, more established, more experienced wrestler. So Mariah May, nothing to worry about because she'd been around longer than Tiffany Stratton. Well, ELP has been wrestling for about 20 years. And here we are, people chanting the name of someone who's been around wrestling for like 2. And just like I said, because he has the bigger platform, just like Tiffany Stratton. Yes, I'm a petty man. But by God, I was right. And this is another example of it. You freaking idiots. Oh my God. Look, when I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong. But by God, when I'm right, shut up. Because I'm right. Stardom. Pay-per-view. Overnight. I don't think it's been posted yet, so I don't want to spoil it for everybody. But this week, they announced Stardom is now a wholly subsidiary underneath New Japan Pro Wrestling. And at the event, President Tanahashi said that the men and women of New Japan and Stardom will be presented in Japan as they have in the past. However, he seemed to imply that they will still continue to be together in other events. Now, we did mention they will do promotional things and maybe work backstage together. So it's going to be interesting to see Stardom and New Japan going forward in Japan. But I don't have a problem with it because Japan is a different culture. And women's wrestling is presented as the same level as men's wrestling. They are separate, but they literally are equal. Where here in this country, oftentimes the term separate but equal is unequal. But I literally mean it this time. It's literal, separate, and literally equal. So it's not a big deal. Speaking of big deals, a couple of things we need to talk about. Liv and Dom. Liv and Dom showing what appear to be nude pictures. That's cool, according to Carlito. Is it cool? A lot of people have made the connection between Liv and Dom, between Vince McMahon and Janelle Grant. I'll give you my thoughts on that. Also, did you know that getting too much for your money is a bad thing? It's so funny. We have now lived in a world where they take positives, flip the script, and now that's a bad thing. Apparently, there are now too many matches in AEW. We'll talk about that. And the death of WCW. Wouldn't you know it? It took 3 shows, all of these hours, countless interviews, even Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, to discover, lo and behold, nobody killed WCW. And wouldn't you know it? By God, that Eric Bischoff, what a great guy. What a great guy who did so much for so many with so much. Where's my hair? Excuse me 1 second. Sorry, I had to get a Kleenex because it's so so beautiful. What a bunch of crap. It's like playing Clue. You open up the envelope at the end, and it was like, guess what? Colonel Mustard did nothing. What? Who? How? Why? Seriously, those guys, God bless you. They have killed their reputation. Dark Side of Wrestling guys, you've killed your reputation. I'm serious. Stand by, Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live.
And you are clear.
How would you like to go on a 5-star vacation for just $99? We're talking about the quality of a Westgate resort for $99. Not for one night, but for 3 fantastic nights at one of their luxurious destinations across the United States. And you'll even get a free $100 Visa gift card just for making a reservation. We've got some of the choicest destinations that you'll love in the United States that you can choose from for just $99 for a 3-night stay. Take your family, take a special loved one, but get away. Go on vacation with Westgate Resorts. Call now to make a reservation for just $99, and you get a free $100 Visa gift card. Call Westgate right now and book your vacation. Here's the number:
800-292-6156. 800-292-6156. 800-292-6156. That's 800-292-6156.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? Well, what would you do if you have a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's way too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times, addiction treatment is fully covered. So why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed to take time off by law, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are 2 good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call now, 800-771-4125. That's 800-771-4125. 800-771-4125. 800-771-4125.
Do you need to sell your home? If you've sold a home before, you remember how stressful and expensive it was. Sold.com is here to help you sell your home for the most money and with the least amount of stress. There are new ways to sell your home that you've never heard of before. Did you know there are companies who will offer you cash for your home? Did you know you could trade in your home for a new one? Did you know there are realtors who will sell your home for a flat fee instead of an expensive commission? It's true. Sold.com services are free. So if you're looking to sell, make this free phone call right now and learn how your next home sale can be faster and easier than you ever thought possible. Pick up your cell phone and call right now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
You are listening to Wrestling Observer Live on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network.
Jim Valley, it's Wrestling Observer Live. A couple of weeks ago, you may recall I talked to Mark Flitman, the producer of WWF Raw and Royal Rumble and Rage in the Cage back in the 16-bit era in the 90s. Great interview. If you haven't heard it, go back and listen. But I got his book. I liked it so much. And I got the extra edition. And there is a ton of wrestling content. I'm showing it here on my YouTube channel. That is a schematic, the drawing where they shot the warehouse, where they shot a lot of the promo videos. There's a ton of wrestling content. If you get the extra book and then just the regular book, it's not all fun and games. It's got wrestling, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Simpsons, Spider-Man, Maximum Carnage. I mean, so many mega titles from that era this guy worked on. Plus My Little Pony, tons of stuff. If you are a 90s kid, this book is your childhood. I tweeted out the link where you can get it. It's like a limited edition books. It's not on Amazon, but I would definitely recommend checking it out. It's a very interesting story of his life and the projects he worked on. It's tremendous. Definitely get that. Also last week had Scott Fishman on the show, and he had a raffle still available until next week, the 4th of July, for an autographed Cody Rhodes weight belt. It's just $20, and the money benefits the local YMCA in the Orlando area that he does some work at. So check it out. It's for a good cause. Helps the kids with their summer program. So it'd be great if you go and help Scott Fishman out. What a nice guy. He and his wife they're just the best. So a lot of people talking about Liv Morgan and the Dom Mysterio storyline, where Liv is apparently sending inappropriate pictures of herself to Dom Mysterio, which, if you've read the Janelle Grant lawsuit, and I hope you have, but don't eat before you do it because it's disgusting. But it's exactly what Vince McMahon did, allegedly, showing pictures of Janelle Grant in compromising positions to everyone on the staff, everyone, security, everyone. And people are like, that can't be coincidence. Now, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going to be a nice person and give them the benefit of the doubt. Now, if this storyline turns out that Dom and Liv are in love, and this is Liv loving Dom and Dom loving Liv, which is what Vince McMahon claims. Vince McMahon's claim is they were in a consensual relationship, and Janelle Grant loved Vince McMahon. You know, Vince McMahon, the guy who his family wants nothing to do with. That guy. That guy who spends holidays alone. That guy. That guy who wants you to believe someone loved him. An 80-year-old man wanted to hit that because of love. That's a believable storyline. Anyway, if it goes in that direction, then we shall see. So, Forbidden Doors tomorrow. As you know, AEW's business model is pay-per-view. You put down your 50, 60 bucks, and you get 4, 5 plus hours of great matches. Traditionally, great matches. I think that's fair to say. Well, now people are trying to flip the script on that. There are people saying, oh, that's AEW gives you too many matches and too much wrestling. And I'd rather have a 5-card show where the matches are important. You know, it's funny. Only in wrestling is wrestling a bad thing. You know, and that's what Vince McMahon has tried to teach people for 40 years. That they're not wrestling. They're not that low-rent wrestling. And for some reason, sports entertainment gets the same ad rates as wrestling. But they're not wrestling. Vince McMahon has tried to make it seem like they're not titles. It's championship. He's done everything he can, try to raise the profile raise the dignity, except for the angles and misogynistic stuff. But other than that, he's trying to raise the dignity and profile, not sports not wrestling. They're sports entertainment. And now, actual wrestling in wrestling is bad. Oh my God. What the hell has happened? This is why monopolies are bad. And now these people, I don't hear any of these people saying, we need only one night of WrestleMania or one night. You know, we need not 2 nights of WrestleMania. We need a quarter of WrestleMania. We need a 4-match, 5-match WrestleMania. No, they don't say that. But they do say, oh, we need to cut back on AEW. There's just too much AEW. But they never say that about WWE. Isn't that curious? Never say cut back on 3 hours of Raw. Never say that. But a pay-per-view, which is only 1 or 2 hours longer, that's too much wrestling. My God. What in the hell has happened? What? And people believe this garbage. I wish I could swear right now because it's crap. And speaking of crap, wouldn't you thunk it? After a month watching Death, who killed WCW? The answer is nobody. Can you imagine? Go to the movies. Agatha Christie's Death on the Nile or Death on the Orient Express. Hercule Poirot comes to the end and decides, well, nobody did it. Scooby-Doo and the gang rip the mask off and it's nobody. What a bunch of crap. What a bunch of garbage. And we have fans who didn't live through the Judy Bagwell on a pole, turning Bret Hart heel and face and all this garbage. Turning Goldberg heel and Sting, just all this stupid garbage. And now we blame nobody. You know, seriously, God bless the Dark Side of the Ring guys. But what the hell have you done? I mean, I have made jokes about the fact they sold out to Dwayne Johnson. And I believe they did. And look, Dwayne Johnson, biggest star in the world. I understand that. I understand. But why protect all of these? Why? What is up with this? I get you sold out to Dwayne Johnson to not do the Rocky Johnson Dark Side of the Ring. I get that. But it's crap. Who killed WCW? Why it was nobody? Who was haunting the spooky roller disco? Well, let's take the mask off, Scooby. It was nobody. Who's responsible for Death on the Nile? Nobody. Murder, She Wrote? Nobody. Matlock? Nobody. My God. What a sellout. You guys sold out. You did. And I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to call it like I see it. And I'm glad you guys are making money. Good for you. But you sold your credibility. I can't wait for Dark Side of the Ring, for all of these low-level, like Chris Colt, people that nobody cares about. Ripper Collins, maybe. But you're going to avoid Rocky Johnson. It's just, what in the hell is going on in these days? Up is down, down is up. Too many matches in wrestling is bad. Oh, AEW doesn't have stories. Yeah, they do. It's just, this is insanity. Why protect these people? Russo and Bischoff and Nash and everybody. They had a huge party and that was it. These people, Hogan's contract, everybody, they didn't want to give up the power. Like baby boomers. They had it so good and they still won't get out of the way. They had all the money, all the contracts. They could have built this thing. But no, fans were tired of them, but they didn't care. They wanted to be on top, and that's all that mattered. Oh my God, you guys made a ton of money. Good for you. But you hurt the business. So frustrating. So frustrating. And instead of pointing obvious fingers and telling the obvious truth, the answer is, well, I don't know. And not only that, one of the guys who helped me make so much money is just the best darn guy in the world. What, did Bischoff take you to the golf club? Is that still open? What a waste of time. What a colossal waste of time to put this together. And that's your answer. What a bunch of sellouts. You can't even slightly point it to them. What? Do you actually believe this? Do you know them so you want to be nice? Well, look, if you got to be nice, then don't do it. But you took the money. We just live in an era where it's okay to sell out now. Welcome to the 2020s, everybody. It's Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live. Always feel like.
Hey, I can't get to it right now because I'm on that. If you can just text her and tell her all about or I guess it'd be one their time, but yeah.
All right.
Okay. Free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill. Discreet delivery in a few days and a buy 3 get 3 free offer.
Buy 3 get 3 free.
Wow.
Discreet. The old blue pill special.
800-229-8627. Paid for by the Pharmacy Shop.
Everyone watches more than 5 hours of television. Really? And that's not counting mobile viewing. Get Dish TV and make that time worth it. With Dish, you can get hundreds of channels, access to all kinds of sports, tons of movies, premium channels, and more. Another thing that's really cool with Dish is you can watch most of your favorite shows on your mobile device anywhere for a lot less than cable. Yes, that's right. We are asking you to watch more TV and not less TV, but make it better television with Dish this time, anytime, anywhere. So call right now and learn how easy it is to save on your television bill and get the most out of your TV viewing experience. Dial that number and I promise you we're here waiting for your call because we want to save you money and give you better television. We are Dish TV.
800-293-0328. 800-293-0328. 800-293-0328. That's 800-293-0328.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-915-9654. 800-915-9654. 800-915-9654. That's 800-915-9654.
You are listening to Wrestling Observer Live on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network.
It's Jim Valley. Somebody in my YouTube chat says 4-hour AEW pay-per-view goes faster than any Raw I ever watched. Yeah, apparently more wrestling is bad. You know what I think of that? A 4-week Death of WCW miniseries with no answer. And you know what else? So I was on Facebook in a group thing. I'm not going to mention the names. Protect the guilty. But someone was like, oh, Tony Khan needs to step down. Because, 2 weeks ago they had a low rating. This week they didn't. No one talked about that. But, a week ago they had a low rating. The Death, he needs to step down, Someone was saying he needs to be replaced by Jeff Jarrett. What? Did they not watch TNA? What do you want? Reverse battle royals? Where's the evidence that Jeff Jarrett was good at creative or can draw ratings? I was at a TNA show. I looked it up. It was like 2011, 2012. There were less than 2,000 people. I was just at a show in the very same area, AEW. There were 4,000 people. Jeff Jarrett in creative. Look, he's a great performer. His Owen Hart 10-minute promo, excellent. But creatively, his track record? No. These people, what world do they live in? Less wrestling is bad. Nobody killed WCW. And Jeff Jarrett, I'm living in this crazy madhouse. And I'm just like, it's not just me, right? It's not. Hey, next week is 4th of July weekend. I won't be here live. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But have a great, safe 4th of July. Hopefully you'll have all your fingers when I get back. And I'll talk to you next time. It's Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live.
All righty. Well, yeah, just let me know if you send me something by Friday, afternoon, I'll for sure have it ready for Saturday morning.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll think about it. I don't know.
All right.
Depends how lazy
All right.
I am. Man.
Either way, have a good 4th and take care. All right.
Talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
There we go. All right. Hang on. There we go. I don't know what's going on with. I kept getting a little noise. Yeah, I kept getting that noise during the show. I don't know why. All right. Anything you guys want to talk about? I got a couple of minutes. I should probably get going fairly soon, though. By the way, Hurricane Ramirez t-shirt. There that is. There we go. Oh, heavens. Oh, hell. I'm going to sit down now because I'm tired. Oh. Does the show stand any different? Sound any different? Oh, my God. I guess someone could think. Oops. Hang on, I screwed up. There we go. Oh, 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 oh goodness. I'm just gonna do it like this. What do you think? Just do it like this. Hey everybody. It's cool. I'm just kidding. There we go. God, look at that messy area. Clean your shit up, Jim. The hell? Maybe they're gonna do an angle. It's not a big deal. Hey, be happy you're getting Mystico for free. I don't worry about stuff. I don't think that's a big deal. But whatever. Whatever. Oh heavens. Barnaby Jones. Damn it! I missed Barnaby Jones. Who the hell's it? Literally, someone just rang my doorbell. I may be gone. I don't know what's going on. Literally, someone rang my doorbell. Hang on. What the hell's here? Stay right there. Guess what? Here you're back. It's funny. Hang on. I'm coming. There we go. There we go. Guess what? Neighbor brought over fresh strawberries. Glad I answered that door. Hell yeah. That's good. What do I want to talk to you? Got fresh strawberries downstairs. Yes, it was her final night in WWE, so we'll see where she goes. We'll see where she goes. Yeah. Oh, heavens. Oh, goodness. Oh, hell. All right. I know they're good. I know I only grabbed one. I should have washed off a bunch, but I want to get back. So, when are we going to get that? You're right. They're dead. Dead. AW. In the mud. Oh. Yeah, they're also spooners. And here in Washington State, spooners are like the berries. People line up for them. And they're gone like that. I mean, if you're not in line, they're gone. Come on. Oh, that's purple under. Anyway. I don't know. Is it odd? What am I missing? What am I missing there, Ryan? Is there some? I don't know. I don't pay much attention to. I mean, Kayla's very nice and talented and stuff, but a lot of the, I don't know. I don't pay a lot of attention to different dynamics. I don't know. Oh well. Oh heavens. Uncle. Well, I mean, look, I am. How do I put this? I hope it does well. Strictly because the Wyndham family is gone. Why is it doing that? Why? Why Instagram? No. Why can I block this? Block. Block. There. Why is it making this noise? I don't know. Anyway, okay, Uncle Howdy. Uncle Howdy, yeah, the Wyndham family and the Rotunda family have been through a lot. And I would hate for their pain to be exacerbated by the fans rejecting this. So I'm happy that the Wyatt Six so far has been well received for that reason. So that's kind of my thing. How are they going to wrestle? I don't know. I mean, these could be just costumes they take off and have gear. They could have spooky gear. They could, who knows? We'll see. I mean, you can wrestle in masks. That's easy. You can take off jackets. You can do a lot of different things. I mean, you can take off your jacket and still have spooky tights on. Spooky lycra. That's what I'm saying. They'll be fine. I'm sure they'll figure that out. That's WWE is for the most part very good at costuming and those type of things. I mean, there are sometimes the occasional error, which we all have, but by and large, I wouldn't worry about that. I'm sure they've thought that through, and I'm sure whatever mask he has, they'll make it work for the ring, you know. And Nikki Cross can just wrestle in her out. It'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. You know, they could also do a reveal where they take this off and, you know, they could do a lot of different things. They could go different directions with the characters as far as costuming. So yeah, they'll figure it out. I wouldn't worry about that. I do think that probably Uncle Howdy probably needs to keep his mask on. But I mean, back in the day, Bruno wrestled with the freaking toupee on. So I mean, a mask, they can figure that out. It's not that big a deal, I would think. There you go. Yeah. Anything else exciting? I got nothing today. I'm probably gonna have to go early because I've got a thing I gotta do today. I got a thing with the stuff. Yeah, exactly. Former Black Taurus. He does fine in his centaur mask. So, yeah, you can do a lot of different things. Not to my knowledge, Bruno's wig never fell off. Hell, Kerry Von Erich wrestled with a fake foot. They'll be fine. That one came off once. It's amazing. Kerry Von Erich's foot came off. Everyone was there to see it. You know, I was in the crowd that night. Everybody. It's weird how that happened. It's funny. I was there. Everyone was there that night. Weird. I think it's funny. You know, there's something to be said for things that are rare have value. Love you too, man. I do. I love all you guys. Things that are rare have value. Gold, up until recently, diamonds. You know, when more money is produced, the value goes down. Things that are rare are valuable. And we rarely see Roman Reigns, and he's never been more over. And it's just an interesting contrast to all those times, 10 years ago, 10 plus years ago, when Vince McMahon was shoving him down our throats and he was rejected time and time and time and time again. And now we never see him. And now the crowd wants him. And when he comes back, it's going to be a huge deal. And they'll probably, if they do, Bloodline versus Bloodline at Survivor Series, that will be a big deal. Skype, what are you doing to me today? I killed you already. Oh my God. Quit messaging me. Why is Skype? Why are you doing that to me? Anyway, annoying. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, Bloodline. And now he's super popular. People have talked about various stars in AEW who have yet to reach what people believe is their full potential. Wardlow, Daniel Garcia, other people in the Jericho Appreciation Society, things like that. And it's like, you look back, how many times did they try to get Triple H over until Mick Foley finally succeeded? How many times with Roman Reigns? There are many others. And it's like, there's a time and a place, and just because talent doesn't get over once or twice doesn't mean it's over. And it doesn't mean it's necessarily anyone's fault. Sometimes it's timing, and sometimes it's the talent needs more time to grow and mature and be comfortable in their skin or the crowd to get used to them and accept them. And it's not an exact science. And I just wish, yes, things could have gotten better and things could have been better. Not saying no one is to blame necessarily. But just because someone fails doesn't mean they're going to fail forever. That's what I'm saying. Still waiting for Hikuleo to debut. Yeah, Tala Tonga. I'm going to debut as Nara Tonga. Reminds me of the Donkey Kong rap. the Tonga rap. He's a real cool cat. That's what we should do. As we sing our Tonga song. I've been playing Nintendo 64 this week. Can you tell? Very 90s. 90s music. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Chicken to China, the Chinese chicken. But yeah, like, Hikaleo will debut. And, you know, we're probably a little ways off from that. They trademark Longa Tonga. Longa Tonga. Donkey Tonga. That's what they should do. Conga Tonga. One that comes out and dances. Bring back, yeah, it'll be fun. It's like it's gonna be like the Dudleys before too long. These different Tongas. Dancing with Tongas. All these different Tongas. Big Dick Tonga. I do. And that's merely because, look, I've seen every angle. And look, there's some WWE does some great angles. I take nothing away from it. But I like wrestling. I like the athleticism. I just like wrestling. And I see better wrestling on AEW. Yeah, Chubby Tonga. Chubba Tonga. That'd be good. Chumba Tonga. Like Chumbawamba. You could just go crazy with the Tonga names. It'd be fun. Love it. Love it. But also, Tonga Tonga. Why not? Just all the Tongas. Everybody loves the Tongas. It's cool. It's really cool. You know, I did 2 hours for some reason in the middle of the week because my wife was gone and I was bored. We talked about Sika and what an incredible legacy. And, you know, Dave talked about it in The Observer, but I talked about it before he wrote about it. And, you know, it all started because Alpha Sika were fans of Peter Maivia, and the wrestlers got tired of fighting them to the back when Peter Maivia lost. I mean, think about that. That's how badass they were. So it was this, you know, this fluke chance thing. You know, it's like the meme with dominoes falling. 2 tough Samoans led to this incredible run in WWE. Just, it's remarkable. And someone says we need another 2 hour plus surprise show. Yeah, we'll do that for sure. But it's just amazing that, and then over this couple of generations, you know, the wild Samoans who were this force of nature in the late 70s and early 80s, and they kind of reached their peak before WWE went national. You know, their peak was like 79 to 83. And you know, they played these savages. You know, they ate fish, didn't speak English, and, you know, didn't wear shoes, and, you know, were big. They got the wild hair, and they were, you know, wild in the ring, and very scary. And, you know, that led to the Samoan SWAT team and the head shrinkers, who were also wild to a degree, but also a bit more civilized. Like they would speak a little bit of English. You had the Tonga Kid, who, you know, when Jimmy Snuka was unreliable, You know, I haven't seen the famous coconut spot with Roddy Piper. They did great business for a little while. And then they had to replace Snuka for Snuka reasons. And they brought in the Tonga Kid and youngest guy at 18 to main event Madison Square Garden. There he is. You know, he spoke perfect English. And then, you know, he's the Islanders with Haku and Tama. And there's, you know, the Samoan SWAT team, the Head Shrinkers. Then that gave us, you know, the Sultan and Make a Difference Fatu. Here you got the Samoan who actually is in the culture. He's rapping and breakdancing and wearing bright hip hop clothes. And then Rikishi comes out of that. And Rikishi is now, he can talk. And he did it for The Rock. And he dances. And the crowd loves the stink face. And, you know, Rikishi then. You know, now we have the bloodline. And we've got, you know, Roman Reigns and the Usos and the Sons. It's just this incredible, you know, of course, The Rock, obviously, but yeah, I don't even mention him, but it's just remarkable how each generation that came along, yeah, 3MW, I mean, you know, they came along, Samoan Gangster Party, and it's cool. It's cool. So I just think it's great that you have, you know, the Samoans are now, you know, regular people. They're not savages, and they don't have super hard heads that you can't headbutt because, you know, savages with the thick skulls and all of that. So, you know, it's cool. It's cool. And obviously, Sika lived to see all of it. That's great. AEW doing weigh-ins. Hey, AEW's had such great weigh-ins, right? I don't know. Why not? If it works, it works. I've seen about Armando Estrada. I don't know. Does the bloodline need a mouthpiece? I don't know. We'll see. Swerve and Ospreay, they'll do something cool. We shall see. But I mean, the weigh-in is a great way to promote the pay-per-view. Do something physical with Swerve and Ospreay, or do something. So funny. God, people are funny. Anyway, yeah. Oh yeah, Umaga. Can't forget Umaga. Yeah, Queen Aminata. Aminata. She's great. Someone's asking about her. She's great. Like her a lot. A lot of talent. And AEW is kind of slow and steady, and they're doing great. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. All right, kids. Well, I hope you enjoy the pay-per-view. You know, I didn't do a preview of the pay-per-view because everybody does previews of the pay-per-view. And I feel like each show, it needs to kind of fit together. It's like you don't need to hear the same thing over and over. Here's my preview, and here's my preview, and my... you don't need that. So that's why I didn't bother. Hey, more titles. That'll work. So that'll work. Oh yeah, I forgot. Atlantis Jr. Shoot, gosh. There's so much stuff. I forgot to mention that. Stupid Jim. There's too much stuff. Atlantis Jr. beat Kyle Fletcher for the Ring of Honor TV title. Interesting. Very interesting. Thank you. Could have mentioned that during the show, but no, I'm kidding. I guess it's drinking from the fire hose. There's so much wrestling, and I get up early, and then there's just so much stuff. Anyway, all right, guys, enjoy the show. I'm gonna go kick myself for forgetting that, but I love you guys, and we'll talk to you next week. I'm gonna go eat strawberries, not peaches. All right, see you later.